Hey everybody, and welcome back to EG&T Comics. And today, I'm going to be talking about my top 4 picks for the villain of the Booster Gold series. And this is a show I am very excited for, and I'm hoping it's going to be good, because Booster Gold is one of my favorite DC characters. He's just so funny, and he's just so different than a lot of other characters. And it just makes him stand out from other characters. And I think they can make this show work very well. But I have a couple villains that I think could fit well in the show to maybe make some of the funnier parts of it kind of more serious. So, first one I'm going to start out with is Rex Hunter. And Rex Hunter was training under Rip Hunter to be a Time Master. And basically, what happened is he went back in time and tried to kill young Lex Luthor by pushing him in front of a train. And basically he was stopped by Rip and Booster, and he was basically told he could no longer be a Time Master. And anyway, after a while, the word got out that his real name was Jason Goldstein. And basically, the Time Stealers went back and killed him as a baby. And basically, somehow, he was turned into pure chronal energy. And now, he's seeking revenge against a lot of different people, really. But I think he could work well. I really mainly want to see the part with the chronal energy thing. I think they can tell the story later, but there's just like this big, crazy, like, monstrous person thing after them, and it slowly tells his story. I think that could work well. And then basically Booster doesn't realize it, but this is a guy who he's turned into this monster, basically. And I think that could work very well. So I would be very happy to see that. Alright, number 3. This is one I really, really, really want to see, because he is so weird and he's so just goofy that I think he would fit perfectly, because he's also so serious. That is Dr. Nishtikate. And he was a Nazi scientist who made a teleportation ray. So, obviously, he can already teleport things. And he attempted to make a time machine with a stolen time spear. And, I mean, already that's going to be a bit of a problem for Booster, because time spears are how time travelers travel. So, you got this crazy Nazi scientist who, did I mention, he has insane combat skills, intellect, he can teleport, and he has telekinesis. And also, for some reason, he glows green, but we're not going to talk about that. But anyway, that's going to be a problem for Booster. But one funny thing they could put in there is that Dr. Nishtikate said that he is Booster's arch enemy. And Booster's like, hey, we only met for 5 minutes. And then the doctor's like, you ruined my life, so-and-so. And I think it's just a way that it could be kind of funny, because that's kind of something that happens in the comics. He constantly claims that he's his arch enemy. So I think they could make that work, and it could be funny, but he also would bring a seriousness to the situation, because just how powerful he is. Alright, so number 2, and that is John Carter, a.k.a. Supernova, a.k.a. the father of Michael Carter, a.k.a. the father of Booster Gold. That's right. One of the villains could be Booster Gold's very own father. And basically what happened is his father had a gambling addiction. And basically he asked a young Michael to rig a game. And Michael gets caught, kicked out of college, and it ruins his football career and college and his career in general. And John Carter gets thrown in prison. But get this, he is busted out by Rex Hunter. And at this time, Rex Hunter is a time stealer. And basically, John Carter takes the Supernova suit and helps them do time stealer stuff. Go back in time, kill bad guys, things like that. But then again, they are also a group of murderers. And obviously Booster's going to have some beef with his dad because his dad got him kicked out of college and ruined his life, his career, and his dad never even came back to see him or anything like that after he got out of jail. So it's just a bunch of problems, a bunch of family stuff, but I think they could make it work to where they could make this show almost emotional too. They could have a bunch of different stories and things like that with it, but I think this would be funny and good just because it's the father-son, but also they basically have the same powers. They both have a time-traveling suit with multiple gadgets and things like that, and so they're pretty equally matched. So this could be a very good villain for, Booster Gold's first series, his first little time fighting big bad guys and stuff like that. So John Carter, aka Supernova, could make a pretty good villain for Booster Gold. Alright, and moving on to number 1 on my list, and that is the Performated Man, aka Michael Carter, aka Booster Gold himself. That's right, Booster Gold could be the villain of Booster Gold. And basically what happened is he was cursed to travel through time non-willingly. And also, Dr. Nishtikate injected him with something that gave him chronal leprosy. So, obviously, this is pretty messed up. And this is a booster from a different timeline in a way, from the future, from the past, something like that. But basically, every time he jumps through time unwillingly, what happens is sometimes he'll get there, but his arm will be left behind and it won't come back till later in small pieces. And this is why he looks so disfigured and strange looking. It's not just because of the chronal leprosy. It's from sometimes he'll be missing a piece of his face or something like that. And he's just a really crazy person. But I like this because it could also mean that Dr. Nishtika is necessary in this show. It could even be like a filler villain until the end. But basically, what I think the Performated Man will do is his goal will be to kill Dr. Nishtika. But basically, Booster is like, if he's a good hero, he's going to be like, no, don't kill him. He's like, we need to take him into custody or something like that. Because, he's, if you don't know anything about Booster Gold, basically he did some bad things, stole a little bit, and cops were kind of after him. But then he did a bunch of good things, and he started being a law-abiding citizen of time stuff, sort of. But basically, Booster could be trying to play it by the book because he knows he's constantly under watch by the police. But then he's got this other version of Booster who's trying to kill Dr. Nishtikate and a bunch of other people. And I think this could be a really interesting story of basically the good and the bad in a person. And basically it could be like Booster having to deal with like the evil side of himself. And it could just be a really interesting story to see. And I really, really think he would be the perfect villain for the Booster Gold series, because he also brings such a seriousness to what I think is going to be a pretty funny and comedic series. So I am very excited for this show, and please consider liking and subscribing to EG&T Comics. And thank you very much for watching this video.